Yo, welcome back to another video. Let me know where you think Cooper Flagg is getting drafted to, and also what pick he's getting drafted. He's had the hype for the past couple of years. We're getting close to March Madness. He's dominating Duke games. Also, I saw Cruddy make his own build. So if you want to see his version, his video will be in the description down below. I made mine a little bit different. Before we get to the build, appreciate all the support recently. Hit 2,000 subscribers. So thank you for that. I've also had a few of you guys come over to the Twitch streams while I grind out some builds, get some gameplay on them. So follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Healy6, and also join the Discord. You get alerts for my YouTube videos, my Twitch streams, and you can talk builds and find people to play rec with in the Discord. Discord.gg/Healy6. Links are on the screen or in the description. On this build, small forward, 6'9", 188 pounds, 7-foot wingspan. The 188 pounds is just so we have speed with ball at 75. I felt like that was good. He's listed at like 205 right now. And the 7-foot wingspan, you can go up to 7'1" if you want. I put 7 feet because I'm eventually going to hit veteran 2. If you don't think you're going to hit veteran 2, you can bump up the wingspan 1. Starting off with the finishing, I currently have 8 cap breakers. Season 4, I got the 5 for hitting starter 3, and then I got the 3 from the seasons. So we went with 80 driving layup, upgraded that. The close shot is just linked to mid-range, so it's at its minimum. The driving dunk's at 88. It's because we're going to use 5 cap breakers to get that to 93. So we have gold posterizer. The standing dunk is linked. The post control is linked. So those are the minimum attributes for those categories. For the shooting, I went with 86 mid-range. This is where I use my last 3 cap breakers I have, bump it up to 89. You unlock better jump shots. The main thing is you get gold set shot specialist. I got 83 pointer. You already know I love the make it rain takeover. 80 is the minimum you need for that. So your mid-range is going to go into the 90s. Your 3-pointer is going to max out at an 87. Your speed's going to be great if you are on fire in a game. Now, I do have the 7-foot wingspan because eventually I'm going to have 83 3-pointer, which just gives me limitless range on bronze. Not too big of a deal. And I don't really shoot from the hash or up top, so 80 is fine with me. 74 free throw, just as much as we could get. For the playmaking, 71 pass. Would have liked to get it a little bit higher. I just couldn't. So 71 is what we're at. It's fine for what we do. The 80 ball handle is great. It would have been nice to get 81, so you get handles for days on silver, but 80 is the max you could have at 6'9". And then speed with ball, 75. So I get lightning launch on silver. And the best part is at 6'9", lightning launch is a tier 2 badge. So my tier 2 max +1, I bump it up to gold. Moving on to the defense, 74 interior. So if you do get put at the power forward position, you can hold yourself. 74 gets you bronze post lockdown. You also get silver paint patroller on this build. Very useful. The perimeter defense, 85. So you get silver defensive badges. A movable enforcer is only going to be bronze on this build, unfortunately. It's just where the strength is. But silver badges at 6'9", pretty cool to have. Got 60 steel, just the minimum for bronze interceptor. Love it on all my builds. And then we got the block at 84. I did have this higher originally, but we're going to be fine. 84 is more than enough after using this build. I was thinking about upgrading it down the line to get like gold chase down, but I might just leave it. 84 has been more than fine. The rebounding, we maxed it out. We got 80 defensive rebound, 73 offense. The 80 defensive rebound gets you silver rebound chaser. It also gets you silver box out beast, and it's pretty nice. 6'9". You have some decent vertical. You're going to play the 3 or the 4. You can grab a decent amount of rebounds when the centers are battling out and you sneak in. And then the physicals. Got 85 speed, which might be my fastest player outside of the point guards I've made. Not going to include those. They're supposed to be quick. 77 agility. 76 is for the silver defensive badges. But 77 agility gets you that gold slithery off ball. Makes it way better to cut from the corner. 73 strength. You get gold strong handles, you get silver physical finisher. As I said, only bronze immovable, but that's fine with the defense you have. And then the 80 vertical is for the gold posterizer, and if you want to get gold high flying denier. When the build is all done, comes out to be Lamar Odom, Eamon Thompson, Jaden McDaniels, and the name is two-way 3-level shot creator. After I put on the cap breakers though, the build had the option to become a two-way mid-range slasher. I like that name a little bit better, so I decided to change the name. You do not have to if you don't want to. So there's the cap breakers I've used so far. The animations I'm using are located on the screen right now. Cooper's not in the NBA, so obviously I get to use what I want. The jump shot, pretty standard. I use this on most of my builds. 6'9" and under, I use this exact jump shot. So if you have been struggling, you could throw this on any build up until 6'10". Now we're on the gameplay portion of the video. This first matchup against a 6'4". I do match up against someone similar to my height in the second gameplay. And then the third gameplay, I'm actually a power forward, so you get to see this build at different positions against different players, how it stacks up. Best part about this build is this is pretty much like the first meta build I've made on the game this year. And I put that loosely. Like obviously, meta, you'd want high steal. You wouldn't want 6D steal. But just the fact that I didn't go to certain attributes just strictly because was a lot of fun. I was able to get that 80 rebound just because. Went with 89 mid-range because I know it's good. Got the make it rain takeover, the 93 driving dunk, especially after testing out like 96 and 99. Just pretty much like a meta type build. So this build, like my LeBron builds I've made, you could pretty much load up into any game and take over. You're gonna be one of the tallest players on the court. So if you want to use like a Jarrett Culver base, use some rhythm shooting, go right ahead. You're gonna be shooting over pretty much everyone. The high strength, you're gonna get dogged against those centers that get put at power forward. I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen as often as you think. And your guy is so quick that you're going to get rebounds anyways. So you're going to be running out the corner. So this build, I know I say it almost every video. I don't mean to call every build my favorite one. But if I had to choose one of the builds I've made this year, delete every other one until 2K26, this one might be it. Anthony Edwards and this one very close. The only thing I don't like about the Edwards build is the pass accuracy, but that is a day one build. It was made with the intention of cap breakers down the line, but I had to make it great out the gate. So the Anthony Edwards build has 93 mid-range right out the gate. There's some attributes right there. It's funny though that we're in February and that Edwards build is very comparable to a lot of builds today. But this one, really fun. I think I also just like playing the small forward, power forward type of position better. You can go off in certain games if you're needed for rebounding. I like going for rebounds. I don't mind that. Like, you got to find the type of role that fits you best. Too many people in solo rec, they are there to just score. They think it's my career. They think that they got their 30 points per game average that they need to keep up. When in reality, they score like 10 points a game on like 15 shots. You just got to learn your role. Because if you can excel at something, you're going to help out the team a ton. In these random games, I had to score some of the time. So I'm at 24 points in this one, but I grabbed 4 rebounds, had 4 assists. Did what was needed. And as I saw with D-Man in one of his videos, he went up against a 6'4" on like a 6'8" type build. Yeah, you got to take advantage of the matchup. So if I was playing with an actual team, I probably would have called a cut until my teammates went deaf. Like that's how often I would have called that. Solo wreck, can't really do that. And I'm not going to be that guy on the mic who calls for the ball the entire game. If I get the ball, I get the ball. If not, I'm going to play defense. I'm going to try to score in other ways by forcing turnovers and getting fast breaks, or just like being in the right spot, spacing out the floor. Way easier than people make it seem. I've played a lot of Solar Rack on this build. I streamed a ton of it. Something that is nice being 6'9" is the fadeaways are amazing, especially rhythm shooting. You go up with a fade, you get so much space, and people are going to have a tough time trying to jump and contest you. I'll tell you that. Also being tall, as I've mentioned, the block, 84 block. I'm getting quite a few every game. I had the intention of going up to 88. I still might, just because I don't know exactly what else to upgrade with some value. But man, that 84 with the silver paint patroller, yeah, that's nice at the small forward position. And you have the speed to catch up to people on breaks, get in the right positioning. Because sometimes you have the high block builds, but you aren't necessarily in the right position because you're on a 7-footer. You're on a player with like 60 speed, and it's a little tough. Having 85 speed, the 77 agility, yeah, I could get in that right spot and swat some basketballs. The 7-foot wingspan helps out a ton. If you don't plan on getting to vet 2, just make this a 7'1" wingspan. It's not going to make too much of a difference. It is always nicer having the longer wingspan if you can get it, especially for blocks, especially for steals. You might only have the 60 steal, but with that tall height, the longer wingspan, you're going to deflect way more and probably get some catch animations you didn't think you were going to get because of the frame. If you have any other college players you'd like me to make, like I know Ace Bailey has been one of the top guys. You also have Dylan Harper projected to go high. Let me know in the comments down below who I should make in the future. March Madness is coming up. Then after that's the draft. It's been kind of cool making a my player based off someone in the upcoming draft again. You're gonna sound like an old head here, but I loaded up NBA 2K11. Yes, 2K11. Back then, I don't even know if Chris Smoove was on YouTube at that point. He may have just been starting. But I had my own my player, and I also had a my player at PG for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie, one of my favorite players ever, and that's probably a reason why I made a my player based off a guy who wasn't even drafted yet. It was just cool, like based off the potential, making a player how you think they could be in the future, because we all know the hype. Everyone's coming in, you think they're going to be like the next LeBron James, and then a year or two go by and you're like, oh, maybe not. 3 to 4 years go by, they're a role player at that point. But it is cool to think about the projections and not necessarily have to follow any templates in that capacity. So 15 years later, pretty sick making a player for someone in the upcoming draft. And Cooper Flagg, he's had some momentum for a few years now. This dude reclassified so he could get to the NBA quicker. That's how good this man has been. I feel like him and Wemby have been like those guys the past few years where Like, you could see people make my players before they even enter the draft. Like, you just know they're going to be the #1 pick no matter what. Their ceiling through the roof. Their floor probably way higher than most. It's going to be cool to see if Cooper can keep this dominance going into the NBA, though. He has the frame for it. He has the height, the athleticism. He just has to master the craft of picking up the speed of the game and making sure he improves over time on make sure that ball goes in the basket. We are getting to the end of this video, so if you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe down below, join the Discord. As I said, people post builds in there. People post when they want to play some rec here and there. I'm in there. You get alerts for my videos and streams on Twitch. Not a bad place. It's gonna be in the description down below if you want to join. If not, that's cool too. Hope to see you in the comments section. Hope you have a nice day. And I hope this weekend for All-Star Weekend is gonna be fantastic, because past couple years they've been a little meh.